the question?
Well, I'm first off going to say that my lighting is not okay.
No, your lighting is definitely not okay, but it's, it's adequate. It's I don't know. It's a strange domination of dominions, shall we per se.
What is okay and what's not okay? I was referring to having songs stuck in your head. Usually okay. It's usually okay.
I usually have weird songs stuck in my head. Like, I love big butts and I cannot lie. Shit like that, Or like R. Kelly, like, my mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yeah. I'm not a great singer, but like, yeah, they're just, or like, for example, we've had moments where just at random moments, it's just like, pump up the jam, pump it up, let's pump it. And
okay,
like,
so
then I just say, get your booty on the bus now, make my day.
Make my day. I believe that
I haven't smoked weed yet. Yes.
I do feel that the singing is possibly a trauma response. Listen to this. What I just read right here, it says, having songs stuck in your head. They are totally normal for most people, although in some cases they can be linked to anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorders. Although they seem to pop up out of nowhere, Gordon says, whoever Gordon is.
Yeah, fucking Gordon Ramsay and his filet mignon.
Gordon says earworms are almost always linked to a memory subconscious triggered by emotions, an association, or just by hearing a melody. So my idea is that you and I, we had this song that we would sing, which is the Pump Up the Jam. And after we started singing it at each other like a few times, like here and there, back and forth, like every time we'd see each other, it started to become like a habit. But
literally, we've done it dozens of times on this podcast. Yeah.
Human beings, we like emotions can trigger like songs, and songs can trigger emotions. So I think it's almost like seeing each other triggered us to sing it. But I also do feel like the singing was like a way of like self-soothing. Like, because I know I was like going through a very traumatic time, so I would like sing. But I do think that the songs stuck in the head could have more meaning than what we take them for. I often wake up with songs in my head. Do you ever wake up with the songs?
I woke up with a Harry Nilsson song in my head. And when I got in the fucking car to drive to school, I literally put that song on like full on blast. And I'm just like on the steering wheel, like other hand, like pretend microphone. I'm trying to remember which song it was.
Do you ever remember people's ringtones?
No.
This is a story that
But I know what my ringtone is.
There's a guy one time back in the
day,
ago.
back in the ye old day. Back when there was a ye old day. Yes.
Yeah, right. I remember his ringtone because it was so strange.
Was it like a Nokia like ringtone? Yeah, like the weird.
No, it was a song.
It was a song. Holy shit. Okay. Do you know what song it was, or you don't remember?
I do. I know. And it's so strange. But every time I hear it, I go, oh, and I like cringe a little bit.
What was it, like a Nine Inch Nails song?
No, it's a good song. Like it's the dude was chill. Like he like had good taste in music, and then I think he went south.
Oh shit.
But it was like I knew him like while he was okay. That's my guess. Fuck. But the song was, have you ever heard it? Electric Avenue?
Won't you come to Electric Avenue? Yeah, I know what
We
song that
gotta
is.
rock down to
The
Electric
Electric
Avenue.
Avenue. Na
And
na
then
na
we
na
take
na
it
na.
higher. Yeah.
Na na na
That
na na.
song. It's such a
Won't you?
specific
Na, na,
song.
na, na, na. Yeah.
Electric Avenue. It's a song to be stuck in your head. Like Bob Marley songs will get stuck in your head real vicious too.
3 little birds right on my doorstep singing sweet songs.
Sweet songs.
Melodies pure and good.
This is my message to you. Yeah,
See?
music is really important.
Well, Bob Marley particularly is because we're stoners and we're both high. I think his music was made particularly for people that were like in that element. Because like once you know, when you think of it, Buffalo Soldier.
It's always enjoyable.
Yes.
All the Marley beats. Yeah. Yeah, it feels really good. It's soothing to like the soul and the heart, the rhythm of it. It feels really good. I believe there are some people on Earth that are not. They don't feel something in their chest when the music that activates the feel something in their chest is on. Because I feel it's activated by different types of music for different types of people. So like, I mean, but there's a lot of different types of music that can get me that feeling. And I mean, what that feeling is probably some type of release of like chemicals. Like it's like but I haven't done enough research on like music and like why it stimulates us, but it's also like instinctually it is quite strange that we have all of this musical ability. Like you would think it would have something to do with our survival if there's like so much of it, but I really actually think it has something to do with comforting ourselves. I think that's actually what makes it a survival technique. I think that's what music is kind of for.
But particularly when it comes to these types of songs, because they have that ability to almost leave a mark on you, where at the heat of a moment you can remember parts of it, or you can be able to like put the sound together. Like you can actually like hear it and like feel it.
They're like little like brain tunnels. I believe like like when, cuz today the way that I remembered that Electric Avenue song is I heard the start of a song, a different song, thinking it was the start of that song. And then as the song played out, it wasn't that song at all. It was a whole other song.
Well, do you know that back in the day, a lot of labels used to use samples, and these labels would use these samples for the same artist within their labels. So what happens is you'd have these artists that had very similar sounds, but completely different songs, and they're under the same label.
I could see that.
Yeah.
It says here that like causes for getting a song stuck in your head could be being in a similar mood to when you previously heard that song. Isn't that wild?
I remember when I first heard Electric Avenue, and I was in a bar, and it was a wild night. Like I was with cougars and milfs, like honey galore. Like let me tell you, like these gals were coming for the beast, all right? And that beast was men. And that song just came on, and just like everybody was drunk and everybody was just happy, and like I'm not drunk right now, I'm high, but yeah. It's a great song to. The thing about the song is, the second like you hear it, you can't really sit down and just sit. You gotta like move.
It's the kind of song where like you do not want it as a ringtone because it's just gonna keep. I don't know. It's just too different from other music for it to be a ringtone. Like it's
this is why
too distinct.
my ringtone is "I Want to Break Free" by Queen, and the reason why I picked that is, think about it. I wanna break free.
I know. And so, like, I
I
also
got
think
to
that
break free. Yes, yeah.
it means something. Like, it's like you like the lyrics of it, and like you're subconsciously kind of like you'd like to break free. And so you're like clinging to these like words without even knowing. Like you found a song that suits the way that you feel.
Yeah, it gives me a reason not to answer my phone because I have to like hear through the whole song, before I can answer. And generally that means it goes straight to voicemail, which is a problem. But hey, I mean, great songs require great listening. So just saying.
It says that like in evolution, basically before we knew how to write, music was used together with rhyming before the written word in many cultures to help
The
people
OG
remember
rappers from Compton, yo. OG Raptors. No, not
yeah,
Raptors. Rappers.
the
Rappers.
yeah, it's I mean that is how information was spread, and how it was remembered is like the rhyming and the rhythm, before we could write down stories. So I think I have like significant like singing, storytelling abilities, that would make me like really nice in like a tribe of people. But unfortunately we live in like nowadays, where like that's not really that useful. But it's a little bit useful. Like I have found a way to use my storytelling abilities. I do this podcast and I teach at the school, and so I'm constantly telling stories of everything all the time. But the singing, I haven't exactly found as much of a skill for. But I, try to, but I have a skill, when it comes to like being able to hear notes, match notes. And I
Yeah.
know because I know that other people seem to have more of a challenge. I know that from a very, very young age, like before I knew what was happening, I could relay like a sound rhythm back. Like if somebody like um let's say, I mean, something as simple as like my friends were like playing with the jump rope, and they're doing like the like rhythm of the jump rope. I could relay the rhythm right back like right away. Let's say,
I think it also really comes down to we as humans like patterns. We
yeah,
love patterns. And the thing
patterns
about,
is a part of it. Yeah.
yeah, and it's very much like even with, I can tell you because, I do a lot of different things like pertaining to where I'm in school, but at times like when I'm able to create my own music, it's remembering that patterns are so key because it allows you to put pieces together. Like, how many times have you put together a puzzle? Think about this for a second. How many times have you put together a puzzle?
Not a real puzzle.
Yeah, like a real, actual fucking puzzle, 500 little shitty pieces that
Oh, I
make you
do.
frustrated. Yeah, all that
No,
pizzazz.
I miss it. I can't believe I used to have time to do that. What the fuck?
So when it comes to puzzles, right? You have to like be able to create the picture, but you have to be able to like visualize the picture and like notice the patterns and the way that like the picture is. This is a super high moment right now, but I'm just saying, if you think about that shit for just a little moment, it's like, whoa, isn't that kind of how like music works in a way? It's like you got this fucking puzzle, you got to put all the pieces together to make the picture.
I don't ever have to think about it. That's why I think it's like a strange like gift is because other stuff
Wait a minute, you don't
does.
ever think about this shit like when you're making music or doing any of these things? Really?
It's a natural gift, but I don't make music. I guess I don't have that much of a natural gift, but like I don't know, for like singing it or understanding it or
I mean, when you say like, have you written lyrics before?
I have written poems, but I've never put them to actual music. I've never written music. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like I know I don't play an instrument. I mean, I wanted to play the guitar, but now I've committed to these intense fingernails. So,
Yeah, I'm a
I don't
mechanic.
know. I would kind of
So
like to learn to play like the keyboard.
the keys.
Sometimes I just feel like the keyboard is I understand a lot of people sing and play the piano at the same time. I wonder how hard that is. I
Piano
wonder
is
what is the easiest to sing. Sorry, I cut you off.
no, you're fine.
Because I want to accompany myself more or less, and I feel like it'd be easier to play the guitar to accompany myself than it would to play
Piano.
the keyboard. But
So a piano and a guitar are kind of almost the same thing. And in a way, think about it like we're a piano, I'm saying like regarding to playing it. A piano and a guitar. Piano has keys and a guitar has chords. One has keys, one has chords. And the thing about like chord progression and key progression is remembering the patterns. So once you get used to the patterns, so where your hand goes, strumming, and then your fingers are doing this. You can sing along while you're playing. It's just you do the patterns so many fucking like imagine just doing an F chord so many fucking times that you just like, oh yeah, that's an F. Oh, that's a G. Oh, that's C minor, Gesundheit.
my lord.
But I'm just saying, like, it's
Yeah, I
yeah.
guess for me, like
They're both great instruments.
maybe I would actually like to learn to play the piano because I feel like what
You'd
I
be a
had
pianist, by the way.
I mean, but I'm not gonna like commit to a full on piano, but I might have a keyboard laying around this house. Is that good enough?
Why not? Just pull up some YouTube videos, practice a little. Before you know it, you'll be master pianist.
I feel like it's flat. It's like out in front of me. I feel like it would be a little bit easier somehow than the guitar because I feel like the guitar is like like this and it kind of like my mind like reverses all of it in some weird kind of way just because it's not like down like a
My
piece of
mind
paper.
is telling me no, but my
David,
body,
I
Carissa, my
think
body is
yeah,
telling me yeah.
I think David's
Woo!
got some pent up energy. I feel you.
Fuck yeah.
I've been there. I've been there. Yeah, so
Mm.
you're feeling something. Yeah, I understand. Oh, lighting change.
Being funky and wild.
It's better.
Yeah, a little.
Um,
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's kind of like almost you're in a weather station.
Hi from Iowa.
Channel 5 coming to you live.
Yeah, I feel like Iowa's like simple enough. I could just talk shit about Iowa for a second. Shit on Iowa is basically my first.
According to AI, Iowa is consistently made out of corn. Fun fact. Did you not get the post I sent you? So there was this dude that put through Dolly, which is basically open AI's like chat GPT software. Anyway, what each state would be made out of, and Iowa is just corn.
Okay, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of corn here.
Yeah.
It's true.
But it's just weird to see the whole state just made out of corn.
There used to be more corn. There's a corn palace. Someone built a palace out of corn.
I thought you were
I
going to
don't,
shit on Iowa.
yeah, no, I just
Le
Got
merde. Le
nothing to
merde.
say.
Yes.
I mean, I do and I don't, and that's me saying a lot. Do you get it? I have so much to say that I'm not going to say anything
Wow.
about how I feel
The
about
utter
Iowa.
silence of it all.
Like, it's just like, look at my face. That's
Yeah.
how I'm just like,
It's not about the fact that the
here we
state
are.
had a dead member of Parliament and they covered that up. But to other news, when I found that shit out, I was just like, holy shit. I don't know if I like did. That was wild.
I did go to a very beautiful place, campgrounds by a lake. That was really pretty, and I got to be under some stars, like enjoy some nature. And I really like that. You know,
nature-ish.
I really
It's
like
nature-ish.
singing.
You know?
No, it was well, it's a campground, so like it's a state park. So I mean that's good enough for me.
True.
I mean there's
Still
really not
nature-ish.
it's not I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna get any I'd have to drive even further. It's a long ass drive. And like I would like to stay out there. I don't know. Like I don't mind.
I'd be afraid of the bears.
There's no bears in Iowa, I don't think.
I'd be afraid of the wolves.
I don't know about wolves. There's coyotes. Yeah.
Yeah, coyotes. Those things are wild. I mean, they're smaller than they're like the size of house cats. Sometimes bigger.
They are pretty crazy. I feel like I changed the subject to like some stupid shit about Iowa, and what were we talking about before that?
Well, oh my god. No, it's fine. I mean, like it kind of like you changed.
Sick of Iowa.
No,
yeah,
you changed the lighting, and you just like put me in that zone. I was like, holy shit! I got a bit about the Weather Channel. No, we were talking about like how just remembering songs kind of can be almost a biological thing. It can be linked with memory. It can be linked with trauma. It can be linked with experiences. And we're kind of like talking about how if you break down, you break down like a piano and a guitar to like chords and keys. Chords and keys are kind of similar, chords, you have a chord on strings in a guitar, and then you have the keys on the piano, and how like they kind of correlate where you can almost get into this pattern of just doing the same shit fucking so many times. I shouldn't scream because like my mom is in the other room. But
my parents are at some Republican shit, so I can yell all I want.
Hey,
but yeah, I do. I think of music as for healing. I don't know if there's really that much research there, but yeah, you think it's for communication, passing messages. Like we talk
do you
about
know how many? Think about this. Do you know how many times I've been around people, and you got somebody that gets on the piano, or gets on the guitar, or just starts humming, and they're just like, "Sing us a song, you piano man." I don't know. Just like that's just like the first one that popped into my head, right? Every single time, it's like always been with a group of people, and everybody just starts singing along, and it gets louder and louder. Right?
Yeah, something that you guys all know. You're like all from different places, like, but we've all like heard that song, so then everybody starts singing it together.
I think Billy Joel knew this when he wrote that song, that it would like eventually have that impact. I think a lot of these songs, the ones that wrote them, the actual lyricists, they have like this magic where they're like, they have an aha moment, not like the fucking seltzer, the LaCroix copycat motherfuckers, but like an actual aha
kind of
moment.
Like a rip off, like halfway there, like, but like no, like actually, like legit there, like the real fucking deal.
The real fucking deal. Exactly, like that.
The real McCoy.
The real motherfucking McCoy. So I don't know, like trying to like put yourself in their mind where they like there's like a deepness. Like there was like this connection where they had that aha moment. They were able to create this. And the way that we experience it kind of is like an aftershock. You know, like they're like almost the nuclear explosion. And then there's the aftershock. And we're part of that aftershock.
Well, it's like everybody can connect on music. You got
Yeah.
music flowing on, our social media these days. You have music flowing through all of our different like outlets, all of our devices. We're all hearing the same music.
Especially with these reels where they just have like little teeny bits of music. And sometimes like it's remixed to the fucking point. Like, you copy a photo and
like 10
copy a photo and
seconds.
copy a photo,
Yeah.
right? And just bombarded with this shit every single day. And it's like sometimes you'll have 200 fucking videos with the same
Yeah.
sounds.
That song, the oh no, oh no, oh
Oh,
no. That one, man, all the
Walking in
time.
the sand.
All the time. They're always, yeah.
It's from the Shangri-Las, by the way.
That's really cute.
Yeah. They were a teen girl band in the 60s. And they were wild. They were wild as shit. Like they would be an equivalent of like the Kim Kardashian girl band if we had today.
That sounds
But like
cool.
yeah, 60s aside.
Well, yeah, I mean, like Joan Jett was like out of control. She's really just like wild as fuck.
Wild as like I've heard that she's done gigs just standing for hours. You know, like a woman that's just like pumped to the fucking bone with speed. All right.
Like, just like when she was young, like when she first came out, I heard she was pretty badass.
She still is kind of badass. I mean, think about even like Alice Cooper for a second, okay? Alice Cooper is still badass. The man's old as fuck, but he's badass.
Alice Cooper's pretty cool. I like Alice Cooper because one of my favorite movies is Wayne's World. And you've got the Alice Cooper scene in Wayne's World. He says he's on the stage. Well, I know so many lines from Wayne's World, but I know Alice Cooper lines from Wayne's World. He is like doing this like stage performance, and he's just like he's just like trying to be fucking nasty. Like it's Alice Cooper up there, and he's like, I'm gonna run my greasy fingers down your greasy spine, and he's just like nasty, like. But then there's a scene in the movie where Alice Cooper like gives this like history lesson about like the Native Americans of like Minnesota or Wisconsin or Illinois or something. Milwaukee.
Right, like he's a speaker for that, speaker of the tribe.
No, he's like Milwaukee.
Yeah. It's funny because Alice Cooper is probably like the nicest person you'll ever meet. Republican as shit, but just
really,
yeah, he's conservative, like very conservative. But he has this creative side of him that's just wild and, like you put it, nasty. Just nasty.
Yeah, that song, he's like saying something about Frankenstein.
There's also the Poison. You're poison. Da, da, da.
Yeah, he's grimy. He's
very
like
grimy, but
scary.
He's the best kind of grimy. Like I think he's what makes grime.
Yeah, I mean, it brings me to think about like Halloween time and like all the different Halloween songs, and like I really, really like Thriller. I feel like if we're talking about songs, we're talking about songs being stuck in your head. I feel like Thriller.
I see, like it's stuck in that.
It's really good. I don't know what life would be if someone hadn't made Thriller. You know, like every Halloween I get to hear Thriller. I really okay, there's been times where I've had to do the Thriller dance. Like, you know, like it's like, okay, everybody, like we're gonna
Can you
learn the
do a
Thriller.
Michael? Now do Prince.
We will learn the Thriller dance, and then everybody will do it, and then, you know, and then it's like you do like the clap, and then everybody like does like the
It's called
thing,
a shimmy.
you know, and you're doing the thing from side to side, and then you do the stomp, and you drag your foot, and then you know, there's like these like 6 or 7 like movements that happen in the
10.
Thriller. Do you know what they are? Did you just count them? Have you done it? Has someone taught you
No.
the Thriller choreography?
No, I've been around choreographers before, so like
You like clap and then you put your arms down and you do like this like thing, and then you like clap again and then you
it's called,
do it again. Like it's like
it's really wild
it's so
because
cliche.
there's actual like people that like they'll be like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now wiggle, 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 wiggle. Now wiggle, wiggle. You know, and it's hilarious, but like it's actually like part of like, you know, the dance or the sequence. And
Mhm.
I choreographers are hilarious because their minds are very much like musicians, because they're not like thinking about being funny. They just are funny. You know, they're like, move your coochie down just a little bit, honey. No, no, no. Your butt cheeks are supposed to go towards the left.
They're definitely an
They
instructor,
really
but like
are.
you're right, like they're just trying to like accomplish their goal, their vision.
Upbeat energy and attitude. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they see things differently than others, so they're like to the point. You know, so if your coochie needs to move, then like they'll be like, no, like
Honey, your
I don't
coochie gotta
know.
move to the left.
Dance teachers are funny. Like they'll always be like, you know, like I feel like my dance teacher, she used to like often have to say things about like your crotch. And she's like, you know, like you have to like think of like, you know, your
It's cuter
crotch
saying
like kind
coochie.
of like pointing like forward or like straight down, or like she would talk
Mm,
about like your pelvis and like how it's supposed to be. Ooh, David's getting excited. But
mature posture. Ooh.
I feel like body
Indeed.
posture, we
Ah.
we talked a lot about music and different things like that, and I
Oh yeah, we have
teach.
a whole other episode for you after this one, and then there's like fucking 76 other fucking ones before this one. So I'm just, can you believe like
There's a lot of podcasts
yeah,
available if you
there's
want
a
to go
lot.
forward or back. If you go back, there's more available. If you wait a little bit, there'll be more forward too.
Oh yes.
So
Plenty of bullshit, shenanigans, fun,
Louis,
Louis,
Twix.
yeah, Twix, and sometimes just I don't know, just like a deep dive into things that are kind of fascinating. You know, like you don't always think about like, huh, isn't that interesting when I think about a song and it just pops in my head and it's just like, there it is. You know?
Well, to hear two people's perspectives about a topic that, you know, we often ponder but maybe don't give enough time to like
Hey,
really look that deeply into
right?
can be really fun and can be like a nice escape while you're commuting your, you know, half-hour commute to work and you're sick of listening to shit on the news, and you want to
About
hear,
Kamala and Trump. Yeah, it's
oh, there are so many ways to say that bitch's name.
I don't give a shit. All I'm trying, my point of like I was trying to get at is
Camilla.
the point I was trying to, the point I was trying to get at is there are really amazing and fascinating things about what makes us people, and like being as an artistic person and like being in trade school and like you're an instructor in a trade school, and there's something about being artistic and creative, and it's fascinating when you're able to like get into the deep dive of the stuff. And let us be Americans, be free. Let's be
I
free.
I want
Free.
to
I'm free. Free falling. Okay, that's the last song I'll blur out. If you don't know the name of the people that made that song, I boo you. I boo you bad. And we love you.
Blinded by the
lines. All right. I think we're going to wrap this up, and then we'll catch you next week. If you want to check out Carissa, you can find her on Instagram at American Groove Pod. And if you want to check out Lost in the Groove, you can find us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube at Lost in the Groove Pod. We love y'all. Peace out, motherfuckers. We'll catch you on the next. Deuces.
Thank you.